Greetings and welcome to Ask Dr. Danett, where I answer one women's wellness question from an Eastern medicine perspective. Today's Ask Dr. Danett is a special edition because today marks the beginning of Fibroids Awareness Month. Because fibroids are so common and can have a significant impact on women's health, not only during the reproductive years, but also, from my perspective, during perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, and throughout a woman's life, I wanted to dedicate this month's Ask Dr. Danett episodes to helping women better understand fibroids from an Eastern and integrative medicine perspective. Today's question is, why are fibroids so common? Well, this is such an important question, and the answer is that there isn't just one reason. So as an Eastern medicine doctor practicing in the United States, and specifically here in New York, my approach has always been an integrative one. Here in New York State, patients are required to have seen a Western medical doctor before beginning acupuncture treatment. So when I think about a question like this, I think it's helpful to understand both the Western medical perspective and the Eastern medicine perspective. From a Western medicine perspective, we know that genetics, hormones, race, family history can all play important roles. We also know that fibroids are incredibly common. It is estimated that by age 49, approximately 70% of white women and 84% of Black women will develop fibroids. I also believe that historically women's health simply did not receive the level of research, funding, and attention that it deserved. Because fibroids are usually benign, they often weren't given the same urgency as other conditions. Thankfully, that is something that's changing, but there is still so much more to learn. From an Eastern medicine perspective, we approach this question a little differently. We think about, what are the factors that contribute to the development of fibroids? One of the foundational principles in Eastern medicine is that when qi, or vital energy, and blood are flowing smoothly, the body is better able to nourish, repair, and maintain itself. When that flow becomes disrupted over time, stagnation can develop. If that stagnation persists, it may eventually contribute to the formation of masses, including fibroids. So, what contributes to that stagnation? Well, from an Eastern medicine perspective, one of the most important contributing factors is what we call emotional constraint. That doesn't mean that emotions themselves are unhealthy. Every emotion has an important place in our lives. The concern is when emotions such as frustration, resentment, anger, or long-term stress are continually held inside without healthy ways to process them, express them, and move them through. In Eastern medicine, these emotions are understood to affect the liver system. One of the liver's primary functions, and I'll say that there's a whole thing with emotions and the different systems, but one of the liver's primary functions is to ensure the smooth movement of qi and blood, particularly through the lower abdomen and uterus. When that movement becomes constrained over long periods of time, stagnation can develop. If that stagnation persists, it may contribute to the formation of masses, including fibroids. Diet is also very, very important. Irregular eating habits, foods that are more difficult for your body to digest, and other dietary patterns can all affect how efficiently the body transforms and transports nourishment. Hormonal influences are important as well, and genetics certainly matter. That's why I don't believe there is one single cause for fibroids. I believe they develop through a combination of factors: genetics, hormones, emotional health, diet, lifestyle, even our environment, and the body's overall internal environment. This is one of the reasons fibroids deserve so much attention. They don't just affect women during their reproductive years. They can influence a woman's health and quality of life during perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, and throughout every stage of life. The good news is that while we can't change our genetics, there are many aspects of our health that we can support proactively. Throughout Fibroids Awareness Month, we'll be exploring fibroids from an Eastern medicine perspective and talking about practical ways to support women's health through every stage of life. If you would like support in helping to create a healthier internal environment, whether you've had fibroids before, are currently living with fibroids, or simply want to be proactive, and please note this isn't for women in fibroid emergencies, but I created a free fibroid support guide that you can download using the link in the description below. And if you have a question that you would like answered in a future episode of Ask Dr. Danett, you can submit it using the link in the description below. As always, take excellent care and love being a woman.